Yes, sir. What's poppin', good people? It's your boy, the boy, Henry Heck, back at it again. Another episode, GG or Die Podcast. We had a little break, but now we are back again. Oh, yes, indeed. We got a couple topics to run down through today. Glad to be back, man. Glad to be back. Glad to be doing this. Glad to be presenting this to the people one more again on a good Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Missed a couple, like I said, but we back again. Good people. Let's not waste no time. Let's get off into it. Appreciate you for coming through. Now, first order of business, first piece of news to dive off into. Some big news, actually, was Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond leaving Xbox. Now, a lot of people believe that Sarah was fired and pushed out and then mislabeled as everything was her fault, a scapegoat, if you will. To be honest, I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? A lot of people put their cape on and jumped out the window trying to save this, save that, trying to correct this record, correct that record. And like I said, to be honest, I don't care if she's being used as a scapegoat. I don't believe whatever she was gonna do for Xbox was gonna save them. I think in the end, the gamer was still gonna get the worst end of the stick. And at the end of the day, she got bukus and bukus and bukus of cash. Studios were getting closed. Games were getting canceled. Developers were getting fired. And she was eating. She was eating. She was not up there for free. Not at all. Yes, Phil, it was time for him to go. And the interesting thing about this is people love to say that Jim Ryan was pushed out, Jim Ryan was fired. Jim Ryan got like 5-6 months before he had to be up out of there. He got a party, cake. He got a 30th anniversary of OG PS5. It wasn't a Pro, it wasn't a Slim, it was the old goddamn G with the disc on it. You feel what I'm saying? He got hooked up. It was a completely different story with Philip. Philip had to be out Monday. And I doubt he even showed up. Your boy was probably hopping on a jet. He was probably in Europe. He was probably in Asia. He was probably in the Caribbean. You feel me? Vibing, catching a vibe. I doubt he probably already had his stuff cleared up out of there. Said his little good, hey man, they done. You know what I'm saying? Said his little hey, they done got your boy up out of here. Sarah made the decision to go ahead and follow suit. For whatever reason, we don't know. And we will never know because they won't be honest about it. So that's why I really don't care about the reason. Whatever it is, it's probably not going to be true. They got a new lady up in there. AI individual. So, they say they bringing Xbox back. We going to see. I'm interested in seeing with the fruits of this transition, what the flavor like. Is it going to be sweet? Is it going to be sour? Is the whole going to be tough? I'm interested in seeing, because when people, I ain't going to lie. And she could be, of course, she could be lying. But when people start talking like how she talking, I'm keen on it. I'm keen to see what you say. I'm not buying no Xbox. I'm not doing that. But it's interesting to watch. It's a soap opera up here on the timeline. People were up in arms for days, writing whole articles and dissertations as to why Sarah. I don't give a fuck. Well, you shouldn't even give a fuck. You shouldn't. Day after day, time after time, when a developer developer get fired, studio closed, games getting canceled, people see developers getting punished, everybody want to say, where the accountability for the leadership at? Everybody want to hold leadership accountable. It never happened. Then you get a taste of that right here, and the Black Queen, what we doing? You wanted blood, this is blood right here. Phil gone. Of course, Matthew Buttocks done got a promotion. I don't know fucking how. He should have been the first motherfucker out the door. He was probably a spy, a company spy for Microsoft. say, oh man, this is what they doing. They feeding, they doing this, they doing that. Woo woo. I don't really believe in this vision. They ain't really got Microsoft in they best. You know what I'm saying? He probably doing one of those. Running back beside you. Tell them all the deets. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get these folk up out of here. Because he hit it for self. That's another thing about these type of folk. All these type of folk in it for self. They ain't got no qualms with getting the motherfucker out the way. If it means a promotion and get some more money, adding another digit to them digits, oh yes, we getting you up out of there. Straight up and down. You know? So I'm looking at it like, hey, it's a shakeup. It's a shakeup. This lady came out of nowhere. Wasn't nobody paying attention to this lady. Now everybody's trying to look at the gamer tag, talk about she come from AI, she don't play no games. She just started gaming late. Who gives a fuck? You just had a motherfucker that be gaming. You just had one. For all these years, and year after year, your platform of choice has been getting worse and worse and worse and worse. You don't necessarily need to be no gamer. That's another conversation that was popping around. You gotta. I see an individual say something about what you don't see no chefs. I mean, it's something about chefs and opening a restaurant. Like, bro, you don't have to be a chef to open a restaurant. What are you talking about? 9 times out of 10, the owner ain't in that bitch cooking. They not in that bitch. And even if they are chefs, a lot of times they ain't in that bitch cooking. You know what I'm saying? They probably go in there on a special night once a month and cook a meal for a select few people. They might be, for the most part, they might be walking around, shaking hands, kissing babies, all that type of stuff. Long as you know of some people to put in key positions, you don't got to do that shit yourself. You don't got to do it yourself. You know, at the end of the day, it's the gaming industry, the gaming business. We see all too often individuals who will be just so wrapped up in the artsy fartsy part of the and they miss all the business stuff. The business stuff is fucked. And you see that not just in games, you see that in all kinds of business. You gotta have a nice 50-50 mix of creative and business. And if you yourself aren't the creative type, have some people right there who are. You know what I mean? Even that Sony PlayStation, it ain't working out too well right now, to be honest. Herman Host is that, but shit ain't shaking down how the gamers wanted to shake down. It go like that sometimes. Now imagine if Herman Host was the guy. Do we think it'd be going any different over there at PlayStation? No. That shit probably be worse. That shit probably be worse. You know, I think sometimes gamers take it a little bit personal when they feel like they can't identify with people who are running these companies that we like to buy stuff from. We don't do that with no other shit. But with gaming, we do it. You know? And I guess it's because this is our thing, this is our hobby, so we so in tune with it, intertwined with it and whatnot, that when we see certain subtle things like this, like, oh, what this person gamer tag is. This person just started gaming last month, and then the games they list are like the quintessential top tier holy grail type of classic games, 007 and shit. Motherfucker, you weren't playing on 007. Your brother was playing though, and that's another thing too. Why we putting on? Why the fuck are we putting on? And she could be telling the truth. You know, she actually could have played those games, but had not touched the controller in all these centuries. And then she just so happened to create her gamer tag just for the sake of making it and having one, because she may be checking out these newer games, starting at the new point, accruing some points or whatever, and playing games with some of the community. Because to be honest, over there at Game Pass, they like that type of shit. You know, they like the possibility of running across the CEO of the company inside of a video game. And I'll be honest, it is kind of cool, to be honest with you, but I'm not looking for that. A lot of people on PlayStation aren't looking for that. That's never been something that they, oh man, I just game with Sean Layden. I just game with Herman Hulse. I just game with, they not really, you know. Some people, like a Mark Cerny, after they beat a game, get a platinum, they'll post about it, and that's cool. But people don't ever really harp on PlayStation leadership to, quote-unquote, be gaming. You know? Ain't nobody up here harping on Shuhei to be gaming. He got an eye for games. He check him out. You know, he play him. But he out here working. Ain't nobody asking what's his trophy count. Not a soul. I never seen a soul ask that about for no Shuhei. No Herman Hulse. No Mark Cerny. Well, ain't nobody checking for it because over on the PlayStation side, it's just not something that the people really give a fuck about. Long as them single player narrative game comes, motherfuckers don't give a fuck. And at this point, PlayStation has built itself up to where 9 times out of 10, when the first part of game drop, it's gonna be solid. The performance gonna be there, the storyline gonna be there, the fidelity, game mechanics, animations, all that type of stuff is gonna be there. So I feel like when you have a company and you don't nail it in those areas, the game will have to look for other reasons to justify staying over there. And it being quote unquote ran by gamers was a reason. It's just my opinion. That's just how I feel, because for it to be such a big deal to them that the individual play games, like, motherfucker, who give a fuck if they play games? They ain't supposed to have no time to be playing no games, to be honest with you. You supposed to be fucking busy. You supposed to be closing fucking deals. You out here got 1,000 hours in Destiny 2. That means you ain't got, that's 1,000 hours you ain't got in making sure this shit running right. That's 1,000 hours you ain't got in going over here to this studio, making sure that shit in order, which we seen countless and countless of times over there at Xbox. We even seeing this shit over here at PlayStation. It's not just a Xbox PlayStation issue, but at PlayStation, I don't think stuff ain't getting checked on because motherfuckers over here playing GT7. I think over here shit happen like that because motherfuckers just trust the studio head too much. You know what I mean? You got motherfuckers out here spending years and years building something. Come time for it to be close to coming out, shit all of a sudden now ain't coming out. Weird to me. Peculiar than a bitch. Everwild shut down. I thought it was looking good. I thought it was looking great. What's going on? Your motherfucking ass over there on Assassin's Creed Unity. This what you doing. You up here jumping from rooftop to rooftop. But you just told us it looked good. You just told us that it was coming along nicely. That's what you told us. You see what I'm saying? So, when it comes to leadership at these places, bro, I don't give a fuck if they play a game or not. I don't necessarily believe you have to be an expert or participant in whatever it is with the company that you're running. As long as you got the business part and you got certain people around you, certain people in place, have at it, bro. Do your thing. But when shit start coming out being ass, when shit start coming out and it's not worth this 70, 9 times out of 10, PlayStation put out a first party single player game, it's gonna be worth your 70. You know, you really gotta nitpick with these games when it comes to, was it a good time or not? Because at face value, it's a good time. But then after you beat it, then you want to go into the details and have a conversation and then say, I don't like how they did this. I think the writing for this character ain't really, you know, that type of deal. But overall, the gameplay gonna be good. The story gonna be good. The visuals gonna be good. The performance gonna be good. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. I'm not gonna say great. People throw that out the window way too much in my opinion. Everything a 9 out of 10. Everything a 10 out of 10. Most shit is 6s and 7s. That's what most shit is. I even think 8s should be a lot more rare than they are. Motherfuckers just get to tossing shit up out of there. Especially over there at IGN, bro. Especially over there. Everything is a fucking 8 over there. 8, 9. That's all they doing. You know if IGN review your shit, you finna get you an 8. Let it be. If you put out a good game, that bitch an 8 all day. That bitch is an 8. 9 even. That's how they do. That is how they fucking do. But yeah, that's it for this portion of the pod. You know what I'm saying? Just really want to touch on that. It's something that had happened like a week or so ago, but I still had my thoughts and opinions on it. You know, I still wanted to talk to the people, and you know, because I like, bro, y'all seen so many people. They did all wrong. She did y'all wrong. Xbox as a whole did the gamer wrong. We rushing out here to say Corpo. That's what we doing. I don't got no grace for no developer. I damn sure ain't got no grace for no suit. Damn sure ain't got no grace for him. She one of the suits. I don't care how they got her up out of there. The fact is they got her up out of there. Was it right? I don't give a fuck. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, ask yourself, do you think if she had stayed there, that Xbox would have been a better company for the gamer? Hell fucking no, it wouldn't have. Hell fucking no. You get what I'm saying? Whatever her ideas were, I don't think they were going to change that company around for the folks who invested in that ecosystem and who love that company. I don't think she was going to give you even more of a reason to own an Xbox Series console. I'm not rocking, bro. I'm not rocking. And I could have been wrong. She probably could have had a hell of a fire idea, but there was no signs of that from any time that she popped up on the screen. No signs. Like I said, when they were doing that promotion for the ROG Ally Xbox situation, Keeper, they didn't show Keeper on that bitch not one time. And Keeper was their next up game. Not one time. No promotion whatsoever on that bitch. What game were they showing on that bitch? I can't think. I don't know. They didn't have nothing ready to at least have something in that bitch to showcase the power of that motherfucker. Which gonna lead me into my next subject with PlayStation and the new PSSR. You know what I'm saying? So let's head over there and have a little conversation about that right there. Yeah. Now, over here what we got is the new PSSR upscaling coming to the PS5 Pro beginning on the launch day with Resident Evil Requiem. Shout out to Capcom, baby. Capcom have shown up and showed out and given the good people a reason why they should own a PlayStation Pro. Oh yes, sir, Bob. Third party doing what first party did. And that's what I want to get on, to be honest with you. That's really what I want to touch on this subject right here. Where this is right here is something that should have been debuted by a Sony first party studio. I think it would have hit that much harder to the PlayStation consumer were it showcasing a Naughty Dog game, were it showcasing a Santa Monica game, were it showcasing a band studio, something like that. Now imagine Intergalactic, Heresy Prophecy was out this very weekend. Imagine. Along with the new PSSR. Imagine now. Think of how much of a moment that would have been for the PlayStation Pro console. Think about it. Because Resident Evil is doing amazing. Requiem is doing amazing. That shit going crazy on the Steam. And with a game like this, with an update like this, for the PlayStation console, rest assured, it going crazy on that PlayStation console. And you switch to individuals, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they picked it up. This guy going crazy across multiple platforms, if you will, or if you won't. But it's doing them numbers, and I'm sure it's amazing for Capcom because they got it everywhere. People buying it everywhere, and then they also get this type of advertisement, this type of showcase in what the game can do for the default console in the PlayStation console. Because at this point, it is what it is. Joint still moving and grooving, selling like hotcakes. That's just the PlayStation 5 is the home console. It is what it is. It ain't my fault. That's on your boys. That's on Philip and Sarah them. That's on them. They decisions they made led us to this present that we in right now. Present. This moment in time. But I'm thinking, I'm like, man. And then people will also say this, oh, well, if they hadn't waste time on games as a service, then Naughty Dog games would... How Smart was making the fucking games as a service. They were able to pivot, put out Returnal, put out Cyros Here Soon. So I'm not with a smaller studio. So I don't care about that whole it was games as a service fault. Nah, because you got other studios out here that were in the same boat and they still produced. They still got it done. So I'm not rocking with that excuse. I thought Naughty Dog was one of the best studios in the world. Some will even say Naughty Dog the best studio at PlayStation. Some people say that type of shit. So when you at that level, you know what I'm saying? When you got time to go over here to HBO, produce shows, instead of running your studio, when you got time for all that, and you got these kind of accolades, I don't want to hear no excuse. Y'all over here making the big bucks. Y'all over here with the long money. Any resource you got over there at the Naughty Dog studio. So you got all that and you still want to have excuses? Still? What y'all a double A studio? That's what y'all are? Y'all got 50 folks over there? That's what's going on? No, none of that's true. So I'm not rocking. This technology at this stage is supposed to be showcased. What the fuck? Showcased by PlayStation got their studio. PlayStation IP. You got Capcom out here having to pick up the slack for you. For you got people out here talking about, oh well, it plays like a PlayStation. What the fuck does that mean? As if Capcom ain't been out here working for centuries. As if Capcom don't deliver 9 times out of 10. They do. They fuck up sometimes too. Keep it always true with you. Dragon Dogma release, shit wasn't really rocking how it needed to rock. Monster Hunter Wilds, even right now on PC, ain't really rocking how it needs to rock. Which is also interesting to me. Because now you debuting some technology that's knocking PC people off. Knocking PC brethren and sisters off. They upset. Talking about what they technology ought to be able to do. And you got AMD spokespeople up here issuing statements and talking about, bruh. Because how it's looking, PS5 Pro the place to play this thing. I don't care what your PC, a PS5 Pro the place to play it. Because even if your PC can run it, it ain't advertising it. It's not advertising it. This brother up here talking about what the PlayStation 5 Pro doing. Meeting with Marcus Cerny. That's what the brother was talking about. That brother went over here talking about no PC tower. He went over here talking about the Alienware. Omen. He wasn't talking about them folks. So when folks see these individuals on the timeline speaking what they saying pro, that consumer saying, I need me a motherfucking pro. So it seemed like this game may be a pro seller. Like you got your games like a Death Stranding 2, which I believe also was a pro seller. You know, they and it didn't even have no PSSR this right here. It didn't even have this version of that. And they talk about the games that retroactively is, man. This the type of news you like hearing about a console you put in on. An ecosystem you invested in. And you know what I mean? People say, oh, it should have been like this day one. I mean, realistically, we know how technology works. Shit don't. It just is what it is at this point. Should it have been better? Absolutely. But 9 times out of 10, when some new tech get debuted, it's not gonna be the craziest shit that you ever did see, or as they advertise it to be on day one. It's not. You know, is it gonna be better than what we got at the time? Sure. But is it gonna be the behemoth they marketing it out to be at that time? Nah, rarely. You're gonna have to go through the history books and present to me a time where that was the case. Ray tracing just now taking off for real. I mean, PC, they got the path ray tracing, but like they doing shit like this over here. Okay, see. You know, and whether you want to get into the fake frames or this type of, I don't give a fuck to be honest about this shit. What do it look like to my eyeballs? How many frames does it look like to my eyeballs? The things I use to see. If it look like it to them, who the fuck am I? Because that's their job. It's your eyeballs' job to see shit. And if you can fool them, shit, fuck it. I don't know what you want me to fucking say. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta roll over here to Digital Foundry and this platform for them to break it down and slow it down and show it here, and I'm not doing all that bullshit. I'm gonna keep it real, which I don't watch fucking Digital Foundry. I don't give a fuck. When I plop down on my sofa, am I gonna see that shit? What they showing me? Fuck no, I'm not gonna see that shit. I'm locked in. I got my fucking headphones popping. DualSense in hand. Vibrating vigorously. I'm not squinting I'm not standing up looking. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. If it look like fucking 4K, that bitch 4K 60. That bitch look like 120 frame. Do it feel like, man, I'm be honest with you, bro. I be vibing, bro. I be so locked in sometimes I get tunnel vision. I'm not noticing a lot of shit. Especially in the motherfucking shooter. I'm not noticing a ton of shit. I'm not stopping to smell no fucking roses when I'm trying to drop some bodies. You know what I'm saying? Me and shot to the big homie who plays some marathon, and we was taking a little slow, because that is a game you do got to be fair, that is a game you got to take it slow on. And he was, talking about some visual stuff, and it was true about the grass and all that, But, at the same time, this ain't a single player narrative type of joint where you gonna sit up there and be in awe and trying to witness the beauty. You're not gonna be doing that. Well, I ain't gonna say that because he was looking for it. So I guess it depends on type of game where you are for sure. But to me, in a game like that, I don't give a fuck. Now the shit he was talking about, like footprints and shit. If I'm playing what's the studio? If I'm playing a Cyberpunk, a project CDPR, I call them Cyberpunk, a CDPR game. Yeah, I'm looking for that type of stuff. If I'm playing if I'm like let GT fuck it, Grand Theft Auto come out and I walk through a fucking puddle and my fucking pant leg don't get wet. I might say something. I might pull it up. You know what I'm saying? I might make a comment or two. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna do. I don't. I mean, would it be cool? Sure, but I'm not. Like, bro, I'm having a good time, and it's gonna be chock. So it's gonna be so chock full of details that certain shit ain't gonna matter. Like, if you excel in certain areas, people will look over you not excelling in other areas. But back to this. And maybe it's just a me thing, to be honest. Maybe it's just a me thing to where I want PlayStation stuff to be showcased with PlayStation stuff. You know what I mean? Like even the big homie again got these Maxwell headphones coming. Nice ass fucking headphones. They even sell these bitches on PlayStation Direct. Nice ass headphones. It's like I shouldn't have to run to this other company to get a level of quality that I should be getting inside a fucking Post Elite. Why the fuck I gotta run up here to Maxwell then? Why? Most likely because of fucking PS Link connection issues. Most likely. Most fucking likely, we want to talk about tech that didn't work how it need to work. They fucking won. Fuck around with some PS. Fuck around, put up some PS Explorers. Do that and fuck around, walk to the bathroom if you want to. Fuck around and walk outside the room if you want to. Fuck around and do it. Where that update at? We talking about a PSSR. Where that up? Now this is more important. But at the same time, you can't confidently buy certain shit. Cause day one people will be, cause in technology, like I said, it's just how it is. But like years and years later, motherfuckers still ain't what's going on? Years later? Now I gotta run to another company. I ain't got no choice now. Cause at this point, you not even trying. You not even trying. What the department over there doing? What they doing? To my knowledge, ain't nobody over there got fired. Nobody over there got laid off. Ain't no office over there get closed. So what the fuck going on? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, you know what I'm saying? But this is dope. This is tight news right here. This is some good ass news. Like I say, cause this here give folk a little welling up in the spirit. Oh man, the new PS. Oh man. With Requiem. The Cap God, I got to call them the Cap Gods now. I ain't got no choice. Cause they earning it. They are earning it. They are putting out fucking games. And this year they finna drop like what? They got Pragmata dropping? That will definitely be utilizing this technology right here. Pragmata? Come on. You can't do nothing with them. You can't do nothing with them. You call them what you want to call them. These motherfuckers is consistent. They churning and burning over there. They burning the midnight oil over there. They over there cooking with baking up. With throw you a little dash of olive oil in there. You know what I'm saying? Finish with a little butter. Throw you a little teaspoon butter off in there toward the end of the cook. Make it a little more rich. Give it a little more rich flavor. Whatever meat you preparing up in there. Little tip for you all. But you call them what you want to call them. You can't call them lazy. You can't call them inconsistent. Now, sure, they don't got to handle. Now, over there on PC, hey, bro, I don't know what to fucking tell you. You can't sit here and tell me you got the best platform because of sales. Everybody got sales. You can't tell me you got the best platform because what I give, they ain't got to pay for no net. They ain't got to pay for no online multiplayer. Which is fucking stupid. You got a fucking PlayStation. You buying a PlayStation Studio game, you buying it, and you got to have PlayStation Plus. Meantime, this motherfucker over here with an HP Omen buy this PlayStation game and just boot that bitch up in online gaming with the homies. That's it. That is it. Bro, I cannot argue nobody down who's saying, oh man, I'm switching to PC and all they play is gas and games as a service and live service. That's all they play. Fuck it. Now, are the biggest ones, you don't need it. But if you play like fucking hell, a lot of people just play fucking hell down. them motherfuckers ain't paying no monthly for shit. They ain't paying yearly for shit. And yeah, I pay yearly, and I get that cloud benefit. That's mainly why I pay for that shit. Because otherwise, I'd be on the lowest tier in that bitch. The fucking lowest. But from fucking spring to fucking fall, man, sometimes we be gone. And I still be wanting the fucking game. So that cloud work for the boy. But if you a motherfucker that you just go to work and come home, you don't need that shit. You really fucking don't. You don't need that shit. And I would say if you're single, that's why everybody ain't got that shit. Because a lot of people have it? Yes. Most people do not have that shit. Most people PlayStation don't have that shit. They don't. Motherfucker might just only play Fortnite. You don't need that shit. Motherfucker might just play, I think, was it Rocket League? It's having a resurgence now, popping back off. You don't need that shit. Apex Legends, you don't need that shit. Warzone, you don't need that shit. So I even take that back a little bit, what I said about, you know what I'm saying, games that serve lots. You can get the fuck by with the biggest ones and not have to worry about that bitch. But on PC, it ain't no fucking question. It ain't no fucking question. You could get you a PlayStation Studio multiplayer game and get your fucking game on. You ain't got to get them bitches nothing per month. Not a goddamn thing. Where that update at? We talking about update. Where that bitch at? Fucking, we got Legends coming out on the 10th, March 10th. Just playing live on Tuesday. You know where the boys gonna be when that bitch release. You know where the boys gonna be. On that fucker there. Brothers. But guess what you got to fucking have? Fucking PlayStation fucking Plus. Not plush. Got to have that bitch. Otherwise, you dead in the water. Boy, you fucked up in the kiss. But I done went off on a whole attention talking about fucking PlayStation Plus, which it's a cool service. I fuck with it. But like as far as you got to have it to play a PlayStation first party multiplayer game, or not even the first part, PlayStation second party, what the fuck you want to call this shit these days? What the fuck you want to call it? Got to have. What Legends is, Legends 2. I wonder how, like, because you went up to like one raid. They put out one raid in the first one, but that was it. I wonder how far they're going to take this one though. And I know it's not supposed to be like a live service game, but you can have a multiplayer experience and just update it periodically. Space Marine 2 showed them that. Space Marine 2 showed them that shit. Remnant 2 showed them that shit. You ain't got to have no live service shit to pop off. You know what I mean? And this shit, cause I'm sure they counting this in their MAUs. You ain't even playing Yote. You playing fucking Legends. But guess what the fuck they finna count that shit as? You playing fucking Yote. They can come out and say what the fuck they want to say. Internally, they yes the fuck they is. And also too, it'll depend on, you know, how many people jump in that motherfucker. Cause if that shit don't hit certain metrics and certain numbers and don't maintain them, that's keep maintaining the shit. Then hell, hey, you get what you get, you don't pitch a fit. We finna go out here and make Yote 2. You know what I'm saying? Go out here and make Yote a game. The second coming. Or whatever the fuck they is. I don't mind know what the fuck Sucker Punch doing right now, bro. Nobody fucking knows. Which to a degree I like that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it gives people opportunity to focus on Housemarque, they upcoming release, Insomniac, they upcoming release. People who looking forward to Marvel Tokon, my Marathon, which popped off, got Server Slam going on right now. Enjoying myself, played a good bit of it last night. The first night, played a good bit of it with Will 777JP and one of the people who participate inside the chat over there, Tal Geese, the second best mobile suit in the series. Yeah, I'm a Guzan fan. Full city. That's what I'm rocking with. Put them forearms out on your ass, chop you in half, type shit. But Tal Geese is awesome suit. Cool ass suit. It's got that gladiator type of head piece. Dope ass suit. Powerful. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that brother. He came through. We did some drops. He was dropping bodies. He was dropping some motherfucking bodies. You know, cool situation. But I almost went off on a tangent. A game. You know what I'm saying? Let's migrate on over to the next topic over here for the girls and the boys. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be back in the swing of things, to be honest with you. You know, popping off, talking about some gaming news. What this happened, what that happening, this update, that update, this game, that game. This is what we like to do. This is why we like to. This is why gaming is such a good hobby to be in. You can approach it from different angles. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we want you to be fucking playing games. You talking about some fucking games, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But if you just play shooters, you can talk over here about the shooters. You just play fighters, you can talk over here about fighters. Because there's people on both sides. It's tons of people that just play fighting games. Tons of people that just play free-to-play games. Tons of people who just play MLB, GT7. Man, I came across one brother. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but all he plays is driving games. And it'd be like the indie joints. Like Pixel Racer and shit. Having a grand old time. He got a huge channel. A pretty decent sized channel. You got over 100K subs over there. So people checking that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, if one person like it, then it's two people that like it. If two people like it, then it's 5. If 5, then it's 10. If it's 10, then it's 100. If it's 100, then it's 1,000. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of connecting those dots and finding those individuals. Because they out there. If there's a thing and you like it, rest assured, it's multitudes of people out there that also like it. There's motherfuckers out here paying for feet pictures, nigga. Come on now. You know, bro, whatever it is you want to talk about inside of gaming, it's some other motherfuckers that like that type of shit and they want to talk about it too. Think of the weirdest shit you could think of on the earth. On the motherfucking earth. And it's probably a group of motherfuckers that's just congregated around that shit, talking about how much they like it. For real. And I'm with that shit. I'm with that shit, bro. Straight up and down, I'm with it. Then on over, we found ourselves over here at the High Guard subreddit. Oh man, the High Guard, obviously, we all know at this point, it's a super controversial game and, you know, came out and went down in a blaze, and not a blaze of glory, I will say. But the cool thing about High Guard is, and the developers over there that are left over there, is they're still able to some degree, maintain and push out updates. And I say to some degree because they had a lot of this stuff. Obviously, they had a lot of this stuff already done, but they still able to, week after week, get this stuff out and address new stuff that's coming along with these updates, as far as, you know, things breaking, which inevitably happen when you do push out big updates. But I went on ahead and left the subreddit at this point because it's just getting... When you start getting to talk about weird shit like femboys in games and shit that ain't even High Guard, all right, bro. Yeah, it's a sunken ship. It's gone. You know, the trolls have won this so. But I seen a post and I want to, you know, go over it because I'm reading. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's, you know, it's one of those. You ever read some shit, right? And you go into it with some good faith and. See, these days, because it used to be, when you see a long post, it's some knowledge in there, some points to be made in there, it's some nuance in there, some, you know what I mean, some perspectives. It's something you can you'll step away from that and take some away with you, you know. But on Reddit, nah, and I had recently, probably because my original Reddit that I had for like fucking 10 years got hacked, and so I had a new one. I had to, you know, make a new one, what have you. And so I've been a lot more selective in the subreddits that I hop into. It'll have to be a game I'm really interested in or participating in, or just like regular everyday. Like I'm in like a EDC subreddit. Toyota Tundra subreddit, because that's what I drive. I'm in there. It's a lot of like certain shit though. It's cool. It's chill. Like EDC ain't nobody you know what I'm saying, you post a picture of your shit, you list it out, you have a conversation about how useful it is, you keep it pushing. Toyota Tundra group, people post sick ass trucks in there. Sick ass trucks. And then if you might be having an issue with your truck, it's a good place to go to. Cause whatever model you got, whatever year you got, motherfuckers up in there, goddamn bitch. You know, and if it's that's a real way to see if it's like a widespread issue with a specific year model. And you know, people come up in there, this is a good price, I'm gonna sell it. What should I sell it for? Oh, I'm about to buy one. Is this a good price? They got it listed for. What issues should I look out for? What should I check? Is it prone to rust in these spots? And you know, that kind of stuff. But over on the gaming side, it ain't really like that, bro. You got, when a new game pop up, it's all excitement, enthusiasm. If the game pop out, then you start getting a trickle in the motherfuckers who hating, don't even fucking play the game. They just want somewhere to be at, to feel heard a lot of the times. And there's also a lot of times people up in there that just want to vent. They don't want a clear solution. They don't want, you know, a productive conversation. They just want to complain, and they want other people who want to complain to come on their post, and they all complain together. It's kind of like it's weird because like women do that. You know what I'm saying? Like they just want to vent. They don't want a solution to the problem. They don't want you to figure it out for them or tell them what they should do. They just want to bitch them on. That's what they want to do. And they feel better after they bitch them on. Like man, like nah, bro. I feel better when I have a fucking solution. I can fix whatever the fuck piss me off. You know what I mean? But a lot of time, and also too, you gotta understand, man, there's a lot of kids and shit up in this bitch, and weirdos, and you know what I'm saying? So when you got anything that's kind of pop culture-ish, like gaming and shit, you got motherfuckers complaining and pissing them on all the time. A lot of times, the motherfuckers is weird or a kid. But any fucking way, toxic positivity. You know what I'm saying? We all heard of this phrase, this label, this new term that's popped up last 3, 4, 5 years, and it's just recently being uncovered inside of gaming, probably like the last 2. You know, so anytime we get an inkling of that shit, motherfuckers is ready to hop on there, man. This is some YouTubers that have changed their lives just talking about this shit here. Alright. Ever since they added mods to the Highguard Discord server, it has quickly turned from a server with no mods where discussion about the game could occur to a server full of toxic positivity. And mods who were selected based on how much they glazed the game in a separate Highguard VIP server, with negative conversation related to the game, such as lack of communication from developers shut down consistently, and dismissed as the trolls. I don't know what the fuck this motherfucker talking about, cause I've been in this bitch. It's not just, to be honest, it's mostly motherfuckers in this bitch posting Steam charts and talking about the game failing. That's what's mostly in here. So, and they not taking the post down. So I don't understand this. See, from this, I was thinking, I'm like, okay, so this motherfucker just wants some attention. Cause I've been checking this subreddit regularly, daily, multiple times a day. And you'll see that motherfuckers in there pissing them on and complaining. Like I said, talking about fanboy shit. Shit that don't even got nothing to do with the game. And that it's not getting taken down. It's, especially last week, it was tons of motherfuckers in that bitch. Just whining and complaining. Or like subtly cheer that the game is dying, which is fine. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Cool. Most people new to the game now who got in there with genuine concerns or complaints now are shut down or threatened with bans, mutes. Just look up the mods' messages. They speak for themselves and reinforce everything I have said previously. The mods are on record saying, "Oh shit, a bird. My bad." The mods are on record saying they were in a Highguard VIP server. I am not certain if criticism was allowed in this VIP server or not, but one could imagine how much of an echo chamber a server like that would be. No, how much a server like that could be, because you don't know. So you can't, you know what I mean? So it's telling that they got chosen to be mods for being in that server. With Highguard activity bleeding players, this is what they really wanted to fucking say, bro. With Highguard activity bleeding players, one would think conversation would be welcome, but they have instead opted to pursue toxic positivity and put themselves in a new echo chamber. Somebody that this individual is cool with probably got banned or muted. That's all this shit is, bro. Cause matter of fact, let me roll through this bitch. Because as you see, it says join. Because I'm not in there no more. Let's see. Current state of the game up there, 14, and this was 3 hours ago. All right, Raid Rush so good. That's an hour ago. 20 staff remaining is crazy. Laughing emoji. That could be deemed as a troll, or, you know what I mean? It's still up there. Yeah. 23 hours ago. Welcome to High Guard. Little meme post. Okay. Warden tier list. Quote unquote. We don't need large player counts to be successful. That's talking about the interview. You know what I'm saying? Interesting what the 20 devs are playing. This is like inquiring what could they be doing. I played these games before. You know, it's Paul Tassi and it's talking about Marathon. Silver lining, at least High Guard wasn't Horizon. You see, like, it's a multitude of mix. There's some negative shit up in here. Some things that could be construed as negative up in here. Shit that don't even got to do with the game up in here. This is High Guard. What is it saying? Well, nothing. You see what I'm saying? Negative. Y'all fanboys still think the game is good. So what was that motherfucker talking about? This was 10 hours ago. They talking about Geoff. Shout out to Geoff. Can we still achieve these achievements? Billions must hope. Nah, all right, now this would be, I don't know. But you see, I'm not going to keep going on, but it's multitudes and multitudes of different shit up in here. And it's not just people dick riding the game or glazing the game. It was different types of posts you're seeing in that. So that's why I'm like, because after reading this initially, I had just scrolled through like some hang ass shit. And it, of course, it's like 3 days ago. So, of course, those bitches are buried now. And I'm not finna like scroll all the way back. Not finna eat up all that time doing that shit. Fuck no. Because I don't care that much. But this is also a problem where people want to misrepresent what's actually the fuck going on. And because there's other people that feel like this up in here. What's these? Yeah, I like that joint. Because, like, what the fuck are you talking about? You see? You see? Now, come on, bro. And I'm not reading none of that. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, if you're a visual watcher, you can see some of that stuff. If you audio, I'm sorry. Like I said, I just scrolled through inside of the subreddit with a lot of different posts. Some hating on the game, some asking legitimate questions, some people just curious, some people liking the game, and that's what it's always been. You said it's a good mix. This whole idea that people who are overly negative or overly negatively curious against silence just ain't true. You know what I'm saying? I believe that somebody probably got disrespectful, then they got kicked. This person was cool with that person, or this is just an alt account of that person. They, you know what I'm saying, want to hop out the window and get their shit off one last time. But when it comes to the gaming subreddits, like, it's because they're just fucking weird, bro. It's rare that you come across a gaming subreddit where people are of sound mind and of sound body. It's just rare. You really don't get it. And if you do get it, 9 times out of 10, it's of a older game. I'm also in the Breakpoint subreddit, and it's lit over there. It's lit, but that's an older game. So all the people up in there are people who just generally either are genuinely curious or genuinely who genuinely love it and got hundreds of hours into it. And every now and then, well, I wouldn't even say every now and then, it's at least once a day you get somebody up in there. Is this worth buying today? Should I buy this now? I've just finished Wildland. Should I pick this? That type of stuff. And you get a bunch of comments on there of people like giving legitimate reasons as to why because it's always yes, you should. So it's always yes, you should, but then they go into that whole which I can't get involved with because I don't play WoW. I've not played Wildlands. I am going to play it, but I don't believe you should be speaking to that degree, especially as far as recommendation for a game and advocating for a game that you yourself have not played. It's just not my bag, because I would never be able to give as much insight into it as an individual who has completed it. You know what I mean? Completed it. Like, you hadn't completed it, you shouldn't be out this bitch talking about what somebody should and shouldn't do any fucking way. Now, if you just played it and foot dipped and put X amount of hours in, you kind of got a handle for the mechanics and stuff, so you can provide a little input here and there. But as far as if a person should, nah, you ain't qualified, brother. Not in the least. But and then even because I'm in also the Rainbow Six Siege mobile, and that's something else that I've noticed about mobile gamers, because I've been gaming mobilely for minted. You know what I'm saying? It's just by nature of the work I do. We have a lot of downtime in between sites, going from place to place. And I only drive at nighttime. Like, during the daytime, it's rare that I drive. But in between, when I have service now, in between sites I have service, we moving through the city, we moving through the town, city limits, I don't get my mobile game on. It's just convenient. I always got my phone. I don't have to carry anything extra. I'm rocking and rolling. And Rainbow Six Siege mobile had recently came out, and so I'm in there, and I like to, because being in there, you get some extra insight. You get like heads up about certain things as far as patches, and you know, you can have this, especially this early. You get in this early. There's some people who genuinely give a fuck about the game up in there, but so some folks who don't really give a fuck. There's people in there complaining about shit that, like, we complain about microtransaction in the free-to-play mobile game. What are we doing? It's certain shit that just come along with what it is that's not going away. There's no mobile. What they did have one, Do It Night Abyss, a gacha game with no gacha. Motherfuckers ain't playing that bitch no more. Now, overall, it might just not be a good game. I stopped playing after like 2 hours. I was like, all right, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? But we up in this bitch complaining about microtransactions, about the amount of renown you can, and it's cosmetics. We crying about cosmetics still. You know what I'm saying? Certain shit that I'm just ignoring. The only criticism I feel valid right now is the inputs. Like, you got motherfuckers on that bitch with fucking mouse and keyboard on a mobile game, fucking controller, and I don't got a problem with it being there. The problem comes in when you matchmaking with everybody else. You up in that bitch with people who using touchscreen controls, and you got a controller. It's just better. It is what it is. It's always gonna be better. I don't give a fuck. People up in there trying to justify it. Oh, well, they got the upper hand when it comes to movement, but touchscreen got the upper hand when it comes to precision. I don't give a fuck. It don't matter how precise you can fucking be if a motherfucker just juking your shit out. Motherfucker, you getting sidestepped and cornered like a motherfucker, bro. I don't care how accurate you are if you can't keep up. Then they talking about mouse and keyboard on that bitch. Nah, bro. Separate them bitches. Especially if you got a game with some talking about ranked. That'll fuck your ranked system up. That's one of the issues where with X Defiant, I had stepped back from playing it, cause in ranked, I don't even think you can cut crossplay off. I don't think. And then it was no input based matchmaking, so motherfuckers up in that bitch, mouse and keyboard, PC, on your ass, and motherfuckers say what you want. The motherfuckers that were playing that bitch were fucking good, especially in fucking ranked. They were fucking good. And there wasn't shit you could do about it except sit the fuck down. Take this ass beating and hope you don't beat up with the motherfuckers again. Go ahead and let them rank the fuck up. That's what you do. Catch them on the back end. Because that's what the fuck going down. You know what I'm saying? But Rainbow Six Siege Mobile is a fun game. I fuck with it. Super. Like, bro, you get you a full match off in like 5 minutes. And that's what the fuck I like inside a mobile game, bro. Some people will complain about it, especially inside the Destiny Rising mobile game about the raid was too short. Some shit about you can finish the raid in fucking 20 minutes or something, 10 minutes. And they like, motherfucker, after fucking 10, 15, 20 minutes, your phone warmed than a bitch. And don't be having that bitch plugged up while you playing. Don't be having. Now, some people do have, like, they play this bitch on a tablet and they got a game, dedicated games. But that's not the average person. The average person not gonna do that. That's like saying the average person is gonna have a PS5 Pro instead of just a regular PS5 Slim. Most motherfuckers got the fucking Slim. You know what I'm saying? So trying to justify why some shit should be a way for a small percentage of individuals, like you can just you already got you playing with that bitch high fidelity over there on that tablet. You can play for longer periods of time over there on that tablet. You already, you know what I'm saying, having a better experience overall. But they not gonna cater it to that tier of hardware. Because most motherfuckers is not doing that. Most motherfuckers pulling this bitch out while they cooking it, while they doing it in the oven. They got their fucking chicken nuggets in the oven on 400 for 12 minutes. They knocking out a couple games. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers at the Arby's. In the drive-thru, lunchtime, drive-thru, long as fuck. Them fucking contractors and construction will be wearing that Arby's out, bruh. That shit, that Arby's drive-thru line during lunch is comparable to a Chick-fil-A line, straight up. People love to say, who eat Arby's? Niggas in construction eat Arby's, nigga. That's who eat that shit. Road workers eat that shit. And that shit be fucking good. I used to work at Arby's back when I was in college for a little bit. I worked at the Arby's. Jumping. During lunchtime. Fucking jumping. Then we was open late. Motherfuckers leaving the fucking, man, open late? That's another time when traffic be hella high for no fucking reason. Late at the night, deep in the nighttime, motherfuckers come through that bitch drive through fucking jumping. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be up, gaming, high, drunk. Niggas hungry. Back then, it wasn't no DoorDash, nigga. There was no DoorDash back then. Motherfuckers had to get the fuck up out the bed, get up off the sofa, hop in the whip, cruise through the city, and go to motherfucking Arby's. Cause it was us and Taco Bell and some shit, or Waffle House. But sometimes motherfuckers don't be wanting to sit the fuck down. Motherfuckers just want to swoop through, get their fucking food, go the fuck home, eat that shit, pass the fuck out. That's how niggas trying to get their shit off. And that's real. You know what I mean? Moving on. Now, we finally made it over here to the anime portion of the show. Yes, sirree, Bob. If you're not an anime individual, it's cool. I respect it. That's one of the reasons why I decided to place this segment at the end after I get through all the gaming or tech stuff, if I have some tech stuff to get into, which I will next week. I'll get into some tech stuff next week regarding Sam and the song. That's my brand. That's where I'm at. That's what I be on. You know, Samsung I ain't gonna say to the death, because as soon as they start fucking up or another company producing shit I want and I fuck with even more, I'm going over there. You feel what I'm saying? Did the same thing. I used to have an iPhone. I still think today the iPhone 4 is the best phone to have graced my palm. You know what I mean? The form factor, the sleekness, that bro, come on with it, bro. You just could not beat it. You just could not beat it. And I have a Samsung S25 Edge now, and it got that similar type of vibe to it, bro. Similar type of vibe. I fuck with it heavy. But that aside, I've recently been catching up on a cool anime. Hell's Paradise, super cool. As you see on the averages down here, people fucks with it. And the first season, I was in there like booty hair. You know, I like the meathead shit. Call it what you want to call it. A lot of people refer to anime with a lot of fighting in it as the meathead shit, especially people who have come up just watching animes and then they want to move on to more quote-unquote sophisticated stuff, and they end up watching like slice of life shit, which is cool. That's your bag. I don't really care for that type of shit. To me, that slice of life, it's too much like reality. Like, you can go watch a actual show with that type of drama and shit, and I don't watch those type of shows, so I don't gravitate toward that type of. I like seeing motherfuckers get chopped in half. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing a motherfucker throw down and scrap, get punched in the mouth, and get stumped into the earth. You know, into it. to become one with. But I've been catching up on Hell's Paradise, and it took me an episode or two. I'm gonna admit, it took me an episode or two to get back into the swing of things. You know, it has that Tower of God type art style to it. Super, super, super thin lines with the low line weight. It's cool. It's fluid. The combat is crispy. The characters are interesting. Gabi Maru, you know, is the main character inside of this. The Hollow. And at this portion, without trying to spoil anything, at this portion, he kind of, quote unquote, re-finding himself after a crazy battle took place at the end portion of season 1. So he's kind of getting recalibrated, getting back. It's a cool kind of way. Now I think about it, it's a cool way to kind of reintroduce characters, because you're relearning who these characters are through Gabi Maru. And I think it's dope. I think it's a super interesting way to do it instead of just doing a flashback. Because you can't just do that. Just do a flashback. Now we got to recap. We know who everybody is. And we know where everybody stands. But to kind of do it through him refinding himself, remembering shit, you know what I mean? It's dope. I like it. It's interesting, especially in this type of anime, to take that kind of approach. Because that's not the norm. That's really not the norm. It takes a decent amount of thought to put that together. It's, you know what I mean? You wouldn't usually see no shit like that, and I fuck with it. And like the different band of people who's around him, and the new objective, well, not necessarily new, but with the objective being this close, they're kind of changing their approach because they know who they're up against now. They know what they're bringing, so they gotta reformat their abilities, reformat the team composition, and kind of like how you would do in an RPG, JRPG. Come up against an enemy, you get your ass tore up, so you gotta take a step back and recalibrate some things. And I'm liking it now. Like after that first episode, I'm getting back into it. I'm with it because I had just come off of another, I won't say less serious anime, because it is just as serious. It's just the tonality is different. This is more gritty and whatnot, whereas that one, it do got killing in it, it do got blood in it, motherfuckers are getting knocked the fuck off, but it's more, and I think it's the art style. When I think about it, I really think it's the art style that kind of separate it and make it and give it a whole different vibe and tone, which I like, because you can have two anime that do that thematically is similar, but when it comes to that because the tone is different, it's a different whole. It's a different bite to it. And Hell's Paradise is that grit. You know what I mean? And it's the end goal. Like, what are you trying to do? What are you motivated by? And the motivation of this main character is awesome. And I can, to a degree, identify with, to a degree, as a married individual. Of course, this is fantasy, and I wouldn't ever be doing no shit like that. But I could understand how trying to get back to the individual you love can motivate you to do some different shit, like to becoming a different motherfucker. Like that love, when you got that steam up in your stomach, it's different. When you got a motherfucker you gotta get back to. Ain't too much gonna stop you, except in real life, except a bullet. Like, you get shot, ain't shit you can do about that. You know what I mean? But as far as like going through the day-to-day, jumping hurdles and obstacles and all that type of stuff, going through all that, being motivated by the idea of I gotta get home. Like police officers, for example. Police officers, soldiers, firefighters, you know, they face a lot of turmoil and adversity throughout their day. And at the end of the day, they know, not at the end of the day, but in the back of their mind, they're like, I gotta get fucking home. If it come down to me making the decision versus you, I'm going home. And that's kind of, I don't want to say it's kind of the theme of the show, but it's heavy in here, especially with this character in particular. Everybody else got their own reasoning, but it's just, I like the fact that they gave this particular motivation to him. Because I really, like I said, I'm a married individual. Plus short kings. I'm a short guy. Gabimaru is a short guy. You know? I fucks with it. I like it a lot, bro. It's a good ass show. And I think moving forward and talking about these anime, I'm probably gonna start getting off into the deeds, bro. I'm gonna probably start getting off into it, cause when I listen back and I'm talking about and trying not to spoil it, it make for a deeper or more complex conversation and trying not to spoil stuff when you got somebody else to bounce off that's also watched the episode, and you can have a real conversation then. But it's really difficult to explain a show or go over a show episode without spoiling it, but it also being like, it also has some meat to it. You get what I mean? So some people, cause the group of guys I'm in the community I'm with, not all of them are like heavy. Well, I say most of them ain't like heavy anime watchers. And even me, like sometimes I'll go weeks without watching it, and then I let a bunch of episodes stack up, but then I'll binge them joints. Like, this is the only other thing I really engage with for entertainment. You know what I mean? I do read like a book every like 3 weeks or some shit. But it's not books that you would, you know, got like openly. I wouldn't even say that, because there's plenty of people who would talk about certain, like, the books out, like in business class or some shit like that, or in a business group or something like that. It's just not what I'm gonna do here. You know what I mean? This is not what this is for. But back to the anime, I think I'm gonna start spoiling some shit next week, bro. Cause I really, and it's hard too, cause when you start getting on a line of thought, and then you have to pull yourself back, it's kind of, and then you have to find another one to kind of get halfway. It's like edging, right? You don't want to bust, so you go ahead and jump on back. You know what I'm saying? Right when you're about to bust. You feel what I'm saying? That ain't no fun, cause let's be fucking real, bro. We know why we here. We know why we're doing. We trying to bust. You feel me? But that's the end of the episode. Episode 6, GG or Die Podcast. Appreciate you for coming through. Good to be back in the swing of things. You understand what I'm saying? It's good. It's good. But that's all I got for you right now. Appreciate you for coming through. I'll catch y'all next week, 11 a.m. You know how I go. You know who I am. You know what I'm on. You know where I be at. Links inside the description. Discord, X, all the good stuff, YouTube, all the good stuff gonna be down up in there. Catch y'all inside the next one.